Hey everyone, I'm Brian with Obedia and PC Audio Labs, and in today's video I'm going to answer the question, hey Brian, what's up with Ableton Live 10? So this has been floating around for a little while on the internet now, but the cat is definitely out of the bag. Ableton Live 10 was announced by Ableton in November, and a lot of folks have been chomping at the bit to get their hands on it. Now, at the making of this video, Ableton Live 10 is not yet released, and we don't have a release date for it just yet. It is in a public beta. However, that beta is by invite only. So if you want to use Ableton Live 10, you need to apply to be part of the beta team. You need to tell Ableton what it is that you can offer by checking out the software, by being able to download it and use it, because they want to be able to gather information in order to make the software better. So if you're looking to just use it, just make some music, this is not really the time to get into it. You're going to want to look at getting Ableton Live 10 somewhere down the road, and I'll tell you about some cool options you have for that coming up. But in the meantime, let's just talk real quickly about some of the cool new things in Ableton Live 10. First of all, there are some very cool new devices added to Ableton Live, including the Wavetable Synthesizer, Echo, Drum Bus, and Pedal. All of these new devices are going to greatly expand the sonic capabilities of Ableton Live 10, and if you want to find out some more in-depth information about them, you can go and check out a blog on obedia.com, and that is where we are laying out all the new devices and features inside of Ableton Live 10. I have used the new Wavetable synthesizer, and I find it to be really, really awesome. It's based on a dual oscillator flexible modulation synthesizer, and it's basically going to allow you to make use of wavetable synthesis in all kinds of madcap ways. So if you're looking to do some really cool sound design, get some awesome sounds out of Ableton Live, this is going to be very cool. Wavetable is very similar to Serum, which is a plugin that many folks are big fans of, and this is a really good answer to that, and the great thing is it's going to be built into Ableton Live 10. Echo and Drum Bus are two really great devices that are going to, again, add some really cool effects to your Ableton Live sonic capabilities. Echo is a really awesome way to be able to do all kinds of great Echo sound design and get some really spaced out effects. I can just tell you that, having used it, I love the way it sounds. It's just a fabulous sounding Echo plugin, and it's going to make it really easy to be able to add some cool Echo effects to Ableton Live 10 and do all of that with very low CPU usage, because this is a native plugin inside of Ableton Live 10. Pedal is an audio device added to Ableton Live 10, and it is basically a digital stomp box. It's going to let you plug a guitar in, play, and then adjust the sound of that guitar in order to emulate a stomp box. It's a really great way to get cool fuzz and distortion effects and some other very cool effects for your guitar. So if you're a guitarist using Ableton Live, I think this is going to be a really great new addition. Drum Bus is also a very cool new device. It's basically a bunch of drum-oriented signal processors. It's going to allow you to process your drums in very different and new ways and allow you to do it all within one device instead of utilizing multiple plugins to do so. There's also some very cool new workflow improvements to Ableton Live 10, including editing multiple Midi clips, groups within groups, and that's one that I have heard a ton of people asking about, groups within groups. They've been wanting this in Ableton Live since essentially Ableton Live was available, and so a lot of folks are really excited about groups within groups. There's also new optimizations to the arrangement view. I think a lot of folks sometimes in Ableton Live sort of don't really get into the arrangement view. They spend most of their time in session view, and it's really cool to see arrangement view getting a little bit of attention, including better controls over fades and a lot of other new features that are going to basically enhance the use of arrangement view, and I think let more folks get deeper into arrangement view at the same time. You can also make browser collections now, so if you're like me and you like to create different folders of drum sounds you like and go-to sounds, things like that, you can create collections in your browser that you can easily pull up and be able to organize your sounds, clips, things along those lines. Really going to help your workflow make things move a lot faster. MIDI note chasing is a huge one, and this basically means that notes will now trigger even if playback is started halfway through that note. In Ableton Live for a long time now, you basically had to start your transport back at the beginning of that note in order for that note to start playing. So if you started playback in the middle of it, you didn't hear it playing. Now you're going to be able to start playback anywhere you'd like and hear that note playing back immediately. You can also now rename your inputs and outputs. A lot of folks have always asked for an ability to name their inputs and outputs instead of only using the I/O settings that come handed down from their audio interface, and so now you can rename your I/O, which is a very cool new feature. And there's also just a lot of improvements to the look and the feel of Ableton Live 10. I think you'll just want to see it in order to understand that look, but it definitely has a slightly flatter look, but definitely a look that I think is really pleasing to the eye, especially when you spend a lot of time looking at a digital audio workstation. I really prefer that digital audio workstation be very just pleasing to the eye, because you're going to look at it for potentially hours. It's really nice if it looks good and you enjoy looking at it. And there's definitely been some improvements made to Ableton Live 10 on the overall look and feel. There's also some really cool new features for the Ableton Push 2 hardware. If you're like me, you really love Ableton Push 2. I really can't stress how much I love Push and I love using with Ableton Live, and there's been some great improvements to Push, and those include being able to actually make better use of the screen on the top of Push. You're now going to see more information, more in-depth information there, and this is going to help you to be able to look just at Push instead of looking at your computer and then back to Push. You're going to be able to look just at Push to do a lot of the controls that you use inside of Ableton Live. There's also a new melodic step sequencing layout, which I think a lot of folks are really going to love, because step sequencing is certainly one of the standout features of Ableton Push, being able to just simply enter notes and create your production using step sequencing. A lot of folks are going to be happy about that. There's also Midi note view. This is a big deal. Again, speaking to being able to look just at the screen on Ableton Push, you're now going to be able to see Midi notes inside of clips, which is really awesome, because this is going to make it, again, so much easier to just play on Push instead of looking at a laptop or desktop screen. There's also a number of new sounds added to Ableton Live 10, and there's actually so many that it's hard for me to list all of them, but there's a lot of really cool new sounds added. Now, those sounds that you get are going to differ based on the version of Ableton Live 10 that you get. We'll talk about how you're going to get Ableton Live 10 at the end of this video. There's also a number of Max for Live improvements in Ableton Live 10. As you may or may not know, Cycling74, the makers of the Max software, were actually acquired by Ableton, and this was actually a great thing because it basically merged the two entities, and it's going to allow Ableton to work on even closer integration of the Max software inside of Ableton Live. And so there's a number of Max for Live improvements. So if you are someone who really likes to play around with Max devices and get really in-depth into programming, creating new devices, etc. inside of Ableton Live, these new improvements are definitely going to help you to do that. There's also myriad other really cool new features added on to Ableton Live 10. Again, there's so many that it's hard for me to cover them all. So you're going to want to check out our blog at obedia.com, where you can find our 5-part series about new improvements and features inside of Ableton Live 10. And of course, we'll be offering you videos and other insight into Ableton Live 10 here on our YouTube channel and for our subscribers on obedia.com. Now, a lot of folks have been asking me, hey Brian, when am I going to be able to actually get Ableton Live 10? And the answer is, I don't know yet, unfortunately, and no one does. We're hoping that it's going to be soon, because a lot of folks are really excited about it. I, for one, am super excited about being able to start using it full on in my productions, but we don't yet know when it is actually going to be officially released. What I will tell you is that right now, at the making of this video, you can go to ableton.com, you can purchase Ableton Live 9, you can get 20% off your purchase, and when you purchase Ableton Live 9, you're going to get a free upgrade to Ableton Live 10 when it is released. So this is a really great way to basically set yourself up to start learning Ableton Live, getting to know it, and then stepping into Ableton Live 10 later. Now, if you want to learn Ableton Live, you're going to want to give us a call here at Obedia PC Audio Labs, because we can help you to get to know Ableton Live in real time. You can work with a professional digital audio trainer just like myself. We'll work with you one-on-one on your screen. We'll help you out in real time to show you how to get the most out of your digital audio hardware and software, because that's what we do best here at Obedia. Of course, if you're looking for a computer to run Ableton Live on a Pro Audio PC, you're going to want to check out PCAudioLabs.com. It's where we offer Pro Audio PCs that you can use to run Ableton Live and all your other digital audio workstation hardware and software. So make sure to go to PC Audio Labs to check out our offerings there. So there you have it, guys. I'd love to know what you're looking forward to in Ableton Live 10, and you can comment on this video or find me on your favorite social media network, comment on our blogs, or of course, give us a call, because again, we're here to help you tame your technology and get the most out of your digital audio hardware and software. That's what we do best here at Obedia. As always, guys, I'm Brian with Obedia and PC Audio Labs. Until next time, happy music making to you, and take care. Today's pro audio hardware and software can give you excellent results if you know how to use it properly. Obedia can help you to get the most out of your pro audio hardware and software. Why spend your time scouring the internet for answers or digging through manuals? With one quick call to an Obedia technician, you'll be connected with someone who can give you the answers that you need in real time via phone and remote desktop. Obedia technicians are trained in all major digital audio applications on Mac, PC, iOS, and Android devices. Obedia member subscriptions are cost-effective, give you great member benefits, and Obedia is here 7 days a week to help you get the most out of your digital audio hardware and software. No matter what your level of expertise, Obedia can help you to stay focused and productive and get your music back on track. Start taming your technology today with Obedia.